So after all is said and done, we got this movie here, and I wanted to kind of do a breakdown of exactly how much it cost me to personally put this together. And I mean, I included everything just because I want people to know how much it actually costs to do this. Yeah, here's my budget breakdown. So we had a Canon 70 body, and I bought that for $2,000 and then after the production I sold it for $1,500. So that was about $500 investment there. And what I'm shooting on right now is actually a Sony Nex 5N. The cameras are getting smaller and cheaper, so no more excuses. So the Zoom H2 I had borrowed. The memory cards were also borrowed from the same guy. The Audio-Technica microphone from eBay, I'll say $50. Radio Shack lav mic that I'm wearing here, $40. The iMac, 2010 iMac with a student discount, I think was $1,200. The version of Avid Media Composer was $300. Neat Video plugin was $60. Two 2TB hard drives, one for editing, one for backing up, cost about $300. My 28mm lens cost $100. My 50mm lens cost $100. The 85mm lens was a gift. I bought a wide angle lens adapter on eBay for $30. And the reason I did that is because I didn't want to buy an actual wide angle lens because they're super expensive. The news stock footage that you see in the movie, unfortunately I did have to pay for that. That cost me about $200 to buy that from a website called Footage Firm. But they have really good deals on stock footage all the time. I also had 15 days of food, which probably was around, and by food I mean I'm buying lunches every time the four of us would meet up and shoot a scene. So that would probably run me about $750. So realistically, while I call this a no-budget movie, the movie ended up costing somewhere around $3,630. So that's not a small chunk of change. That's the price of a crappy used car if you so needed that instead of wanting to film a movie. I mean, being said though, a lot of those things can now be reused on another feature, but just to get in, get your feet wet, make a movie, that's exactly how much it cost me. Now what never gets discussed when you hear about a movie that was made for pocket change is the hidden costs. And one of the hidden costs is film festival submissions. And nowadays, even through Without a Box or whatever you're doing, it's going to cost you about $50 to enter a movie. And you enter that into a bunch of festivals, that tallies up really, really quick. So be prepared for that on the back end. And then on top of that, if you get picked up by a distributor, you need to buy E&O insurance or errors and omissions insurance, and that's going to run you more than the cost of this budget of this movie would. Errors and omissions insurance is around $4,500 to $6,000 depending on what your content's about and who you go with. And so, I mean, these are things that you're going to have to pay, necessary evils, if you want your movie to get out there. So you got to be aware of that there's going to be a lot of back-end costs at the end of this. So realistically, those hidden fees would run more than the cost of the budget of this movie. So your goal should try to be to keep it as low as possible. If you're not using name actors and you're just trying to do things for fun and practice, then yeah, try to keep it as low as possible because you don't want that kind of pressure on your back when you have to start making these big purchases near the end. People also don't factor in the fact that this Desolate took weekends for over a 3-year period of time to use your free time, your nights, to try and edit and sound design and do all the work, shoot, and like that's an investment that you could be probably putting in towards something else. So you got to be aware that it's got to be something you want to do. It can't just be work to you. And so that's basically how this whole movie got made with no crew, no budget, and yeah. I hope you found this informative. I hope if this excited you, and I hope it opened your eyes to the possibilities of making a movie completely on your own with your cast.